right, welcome to Cinema Through the Seasons, podcast where we're gonna be looking at movies pertaining to the seasons and their holidays. Of course, we're in Christmas season, and today is gonna be our last episode. I'm London, your host for the last time.
With Corey.
Yep, we're wrapping it up finally. It's been a long semester, but we're at the end. And today we're looking at Violent Night, which is a Christmas action movie, and Krampus, which is a Christmas horror movie. We're doing like alternative Christmas movies for today. Um I've seen both of these before, but did you see you've only seen Violent Night before, right?
Yes, I've only seen Violent Night. I did not see Krampus or Crumpus, however you want to pronounce it. I prefer Crumpus.
Okay. That makes you happy. Yeah, so we'll start with Violent Night then. Like I said, it's a action movie, action comedy. I feel like since it came out, I feel like my dad and I have been watching it like it came out in 2022, which is way more recent than I thought. I thought it was older than that.
Yeah, I thought it came out in like 2020, 2018.
Yeah, I thought it was around like 2018 or something, but
Mhm.
now it's only almost 4 years old. So yeah, my dad and I have watched it every year since it's come out. I really like it.
I like it too. I only seen it one time before yesterday, but I
Mm.
definitely did like it. Me and my older brother watched it last night. It was
Mhm.
great. It was definitely great.
Yeah, it's really great. It stars David Harbour, who we also know as Sheriff Hopper from
Hopper.
Stranger Things. I feel like this and Stranger Things is probably the most popular things he's done. They're making a sequel to this, though. I just saw.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
With him, still as Santa?
Yeah.
Okay.
They're gonna recast Santa. He was honestly probably the best part of this movie. Him and I'm gonna pronounce his name wrong. Let me see.
Who, the Scrooge?
Yeah. John Leguizamo. I said that wrong and I'm so sorry. But yes. Who plays the villain, Mr. Scrooge. Okay, so the movie is about David Harbour as Santa. It's Christmas Eve. So he's like going around delivering presents, but he's like he's kind of bitter about Christmas now because it's all about like, presents and materialism and consuming and everything. Obviously his job as Santa is just giving people things, giving them presents, and these kids these days who all they want is like video games and things like that. He's very upset about the video games in this movie.
Money.
So he kind of resolves that this is going to be his last Christmas delivering presents and he's going to retire. So then he goes to this house, this rich people's house. And while he's there, the family who lives there, the Lightstones, is taken hostage by these mercenaries who are looking to steal $300 million from the house because the woman who owns the house, Gertrude Lightstone the first, I guess their family works with the government, and they're, like I said, they're like really like super duper rich. So they're like working with the government and they're corrupt, I guess. So Mr. Scrooge, the villain, says that he knows that she was given $300 million by the government to distribute in the Middle East, but she steals it from the government and she just keeps it in her house. I mean, she has a high-tech vault, of course, but she just like keeps it in her house. So he finds out about this somehow. He said he had like guys on the inside and stuff like that. So he comes to steal it. And among the family, there's Gertrude, who's like the matriarch, and then she has two kids, Jason and Alva.
I have no idea what her name was, but she was killing me.
Yeah, I think it's Alva. And then Jason's wife, Linda, and Alva's boyfriend, Morgan. And then they also, Jason has a daughter, Trudy, who's Gertrude the second. They call her Trudy, who's named after the grandma. And Alva has a son, Bertrude, They call him Bert because Bertrude is not. Linda points out that Bertrude is not a name, which it's not. Uh, but like that's like a big thing in the movie, how everyone in the family sucks up to the mom because obviously they're rich and she's really powerful and like obviously not a good mother.
At all. She is
Of
a
course, a
butthole.
Christmas movie featuring a dysfunctional family, naturally, tale as old as time. Yeah, so they're being held in this house, and all of Mr. Scrooge and all of his like henchmen or whatever are trying to open the vault to get the money. And Santa, he at first tries to leave, of course, once he hears like all the gunshots and everything, but the reindeer leave him there. Like there, he gets into a fight with one of the like mercenaries, and he ends up like firing his gun off into the onto like the ceiling, and the reindeer are on the roof. They like get scared and they like just run off. So he's left there. So he ends up talking to Trudy because her dad Jason gives her a walkie talkie, and he says it's so she can talk to Santa. um he's like lying, but she ends up actually being able to talk to Santa because he gets one of their walkie talkies, and so they can like talk to each other. So he tells her that he's gonna save them. Yeah, so that's like the gist basically.
Nah, okay. Back to the grandma. The grandma is a butthole. Like when she first gets introduced to the movie, like she's on the phone with the senator. We come to find out once she hangs up, but she's walking back and forth, cussing the senator out.
It's so weird. She keeps walking in and out of the room while she's on the phone. Like just stay out of the room while you're finishing your phone call.
You can just tell like she's a powerful person. And then she has her kids. The daughter is standing in the front of the room. The son was about to bring his family up. He was like, "No, you know what? We'll hang back." Now the sister is like, "Why are you hanging back there? Are you trying to be a kiss up?" So she goes back there. And then once the grandma finally walks in the room, she's like, "Why are you guys all the way back there? Like you guys aren't going to greet me right in the front of the room." So she was mad at that. And then when Trudy comes up and they said, "Yeah, hey, Trudy, say hi to your grandma." She says, "Trudy? That sounds like the name of a hooker." Yeah. Yo, right to her granddaughter's face. Yes. The grandma is lethal. Very powerful woman, very rich.
Yes, I kind of like her though.
I did. I think she was funny.
Like, she was funny. Very funny. I liked her. Would I want her to be my mom? Absolutely not. But it was fun to watch her. It was fun to watch all of them. The sister, like you said, was also very funny. The boyfriend was just annoying. Obviously, that was the point. But yeah, the boyfriend has like it's through the movies trying to get the mom to fund one of his movies because he's an actor and he's obviously not very good and not very famous, which is why he's like basically begging the mom to give him money to make a movie. Yeah. So, and also the dad, Jason, and his wife, Linda, they're on the rocks. Their marriage is not going well because of how Jason caters to his mother, which also, again, very common, I feel like, tales old as time.
Men catering to their mom?
Yes. And ousting their wives because of it.
You think that's, you think that's still a big thing? Like in today's world?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
In all races or just like some?
No, I don't think it pertains to a specific race.
Okay. So the bond between a mother and her son is like nothing comes in between that when people get married, you think?
I think that there are people who have unhealthy relationships with their moms and they let that get in the way of their relationships when they shouldn't. They shouldn't do that. But like sometimes, like I said, everyone in this movie tries to cater to her so much, and the sister says throughout in the beginning that like he does it the most, which is why he's he's definitely the mom's favorite.
Gotta be.
Like she definitely prefers him over his sister.
Gotta be, because I would have tried to kill him if I found out he stole my $300 million.
Yeah, we find. Yeah, we find out later once they're. Anyway, sorry, I was saying. We'll get to that. Yeah, him and his wife are going through a rough patch, which their daughter very clearly sees, which like they don't even try to hide it really in front of the daughter. Because like in the beginning, they have to pick him up. I guess he was like away on a work trip or something.
Oh,
So the wife and the daughter go and pick him up. Um, and he like turns to her in the car and he's like, "Oh, thank you for coming to get me." And she's like, "I didn't do it for you." And like the daughter very clearly heard them in the backseat. Like, why would you say that in front of your kid?
black people. The black people. Yeah. Black people. Like
Why would he say that? And why, or she, it was the mom that said that. Why would the mom say that?
She was fed up because the mom is
very
coming in
fair.
between her relationship.
Yes,
She
the
wants
wife
her
is
man.
very, obviously very tired of his behavior. But like, I don't know. I just feel like you should keep that away from your child. But that's just me. So yeah, they go to the mom's house and they like have their Christmas Eve dinner and everything. And then later on, they're putting the daughter Trudy to bed, and Trudy says that she's sad because every year her dad takes her to see Santa in the mall, and this year he didn't do it. I guess because he was working for his mom or something like that, I guess. So to apologize to Trudy, he goes and gets her the walkie-talkie and gives it to her. And he's like, "Oh, Santa, you can talk to Santa with this. He might not be able to answer you because he's like busy delivering presents and stuff, but he'll hear what you say." So she can tell him what she wants for Christmas and everything. So yeah, they leave the room and she's like telling Santa what she wants, and they overhear her saying that all she wants is for her parents to make up and love each other again. So then the whole thing happens where like the mercenaries come in and they kill the security guard, and he was really nice. So that was sad.
Yeah, that was there was no reason for him to die.
No. Oh, his name was Al, and he was so nice, and he was also black. First person to die in this movie was a black man.
It happens like that in a lot of movies,
Yeah.
though, you know?
We went over this in Scream. Yeah, so they break in and they take the family hostage, and they tell them that or Mr. Scrooge tells them that he wants the money that the mom stole. And he obviously has like a lot of like, this is a very well planned heist. Well, not heist. It's not like stealthy at all, but you know what I mean. But like, yeah, they've been planning this for a long time, and he said later that he had like people on the inside, and he had all of his like henchmen hired as like staff for their Christmas party and everything. So they were already inside the house, and they already knew like everyone who would be there and everything like that. So some of them go to like open the vault, and then one of them, like I said, comes across Santa, and they fall out of a window, and he's like impaled on like one of the decorations under the window, and he dies. And they find his dead body. So they're like, "Oh, there's someone else here, like someone running around the house messing up our plans." So they try to go find him. And then one of them does find him, and they fight again. I really like the fight scenes in this movie.
I like the one closer to the end when he finally finds the sledgehammer. That was crazy.
In the shed.
Yes.
Yeah, that one was really good.
Crazy.
This one in the game room, I think, is really good. Yeah, so he kills another one of his henchmen again. And this is when he gets the walkie-talkie. Or is it earlier?
To be honest, I want to say it's right there, here and there, because they try to put Trudy to sleep, and she says Santa. After he's done killing somebody, he rolls over to the walkie-talkie. Or no, he gets the walkie-talkie and starts changing the channel.
No, you're right. It is here. He gets it.
Hear.
So yeah, because the whole family's in like the sitting room or whatever where they're being held, and Trudy still has her walkie-talkie on her. So she uses it to try to talk to Santa, which no one hears her or anything like that. Like, we're all in the same room, and she's not talking that quietly. So, but no one hears her talking into the walkie-talkie. So she asks for Santa over the walkie, and he hears her. So he tells her that he's going to save all of them. He gets like shot or stabbed or something in this fight, and he like has to sew himself up, and it's like really gross. There's a lot of blood. which is usually that doesn't bother me, but like I feel like this was like just too intimate. Like it was like a really close shot of like his wound, and it was like gushing blood. It was like a lot.
Saw the tattoos.
Yes, he like
Tattoos
takes
and
off his
whatnot.
coat and he has a bunch of tattoos and stuff, and then he tells Trudy that he used to be like he wasn't always Santa, and before like thousands of years before he was Santa, he was like some type of like Viking warrior or something, and he would like steal and pillage and murder and like all the things Vikings did. And he had a giant sledgehammer called Skull Crusher or something like that. But then he doesn't say how he became Santa or how he was chosen to be Santa or anything like that. We don't hear anything about that. So I don't know how you went from that to being Santa.
No idea. Probably was the last one standing. I have no idea.
It was punishment.
Maybe they'll explain that in part 2.
Maybe more of a backstory. But yeah, that's how we find out he knows how to like fight and everything, because that's what he used to do before he became Santa. So then he also talks to Scrooge over the walkie-talkie, and tells him that he's the one who's been like running around and killing his men and everything. But then eventually, or no, first we go back to the family and they're like talking and everything. And they find out that like once they find out that like there's a Santa running around, he thinks that Gertrude hired like a Santa impersonator or something like that for the party, and she says that she didn't because it's tacky. So, but he doesn't believe her. So they start torturing Jason, Trudy's dad, and they like break one of his fingers, and they're about to use like a big nutcracker on his
to crack his nuts.
Yes, and on his genitals.
That would hurt.
Yeah, it looks like it hurt really bad, obviously. Well, they didn't do it. They did break his finger, but they didn't get that far because Trudy intervenes and she tells them that she's been talking to Santa, which this part pisses me off. Close your mouth. Shut your mouth.
Her dad was about to like be dismembered. She wasn't going to be able to have any more real siblings.
Oh my God.
It was a lot going on in this moment of time right here.
No, this part makes me so mad. Like, sit down. Sit down. Yeah, so she tells him to like stop hurting her dad or Santa's gonna get angry or something like that. And then Jason obviously freaks out and he's like, nope, stop talking. And then Scrooge tries to like figure out what she's saying, and then Jason blurts out that Santa's not real and that the parents just lie about Santa being real to like make their kids feel better, and they just buy the presents and say they're from Santa. Which this is one thing that I never understand. In movies where Santa's real, why do people still not believe that he's real?
Because they've never seen him.
Okay, but if there's presents in your house that you did not buy, where do you think they're coming from?
To be honest, I have no idea.
Like, if Santa's giving your kids presents and he's leaving them in your house, obviously, where are you thinking that they're coming from in the morning when your kid opens a present that you didn't buy?
Maybe they thought they brought it, just forgot about it.
I don't know. That's one thing that bothers me in every movie where Santa's real and people still don't think he's real. It doesn't make any sense.
Where did these presents come from?
Yes. Where do you think they come from? Or when you leave out the milk and cookies and they're actually eaten in the morning, because they show in the beginning like a montage of Santa actually like going around and delivering presents and everything, and he actually like eats the stuff that people leave out for him and like drinks the milk and stuff. So like, where do you think it's going when you wake up in the morning and it's like half eaten?
Somebody probably ate it before I got up.
Who do they think it is?
The kids. I don't know, their partner. A lot of things.
Oh my God. Anyway, yeah, he tells Trudy that Santa's not real, and she just runs away. And no one like catches her before she runs. Like, she just runs out of the room. These armed guards in there, and she just runs and she hides, and no one finds her before she hides.
They didn't look at her as a threat. What can a little girl really do? They learned.
But I mean, still, you're just gonna let her run away, and there's no one blocking the door. Nothing.
It's a movie.
Yes. Anyway. Yeah. So she goes and she hides in the attic and she asks Santa if he's like really like the real Santa. And he tells her how he gave her the like stuffed bunny toy that she's been carrying around since she was little. And he gave her a kite when she wanted to fly and stuff like that. So now she believes that he's the real deal.
Yo, it was great how he just remembered off of that, like off the top, though. Christmas magic. Can't explain it.
Yes, Christmas magic. There's a lot of Christmas magic in this movie. And like I said, because Santa wasn't always Santa, he doesn't really know how most of it works. Like he doesn't really know how the sack works, like how he has like the giant sack of presents, but it's like you just put your hand in and a toy comes out. So like he doesn't know how that works. But anyway, because he's injured, he does get captured by Scrooge and like the two main henchmen. And
Gingerbread and somebody else.
Gingerbread and Candy Cane.
Yeah.
They all have like Christmas code names. Like he's Scrooge and there's Candy Cane and Gingerbread and Frosty and Krampus. One of them named Krampus.
The little guy.
Yeah, so they're like questioning him, trying to figure out who he is, and he keeps saying that he is the real Santa, and obviously they don't believe him. So he says what he did with Trudy, and he's like, he tells one of the henchmen like, "Oh, I gave you that bike you wanted when you were a kid," and the other one, he's like, "You were on the naughty list because you fed your brother worms or something like that." Yeah, which I think it's Candy Cane. She is one of the more violent ones on the team.
Oh yeah, what? Very violent.
I think they said earlier they've seen her like scoop out brains or something like that.
Yeah, because she didn't want to grab his genitals, or however you said it properly.
Genitals?
Yeah, whatever you said properly. She didn't want to grab one of his balls to put it in the nutcracker, basically. At all.
Yeah. And then he also, of course, knows all of their real names. They've all been using like code names, but he knows all their real names, which kind of crazy. He remembers all of everyone just off the top of his head.
That's a gift. Mm-hmm. Gift from God.
Christmas magic. And he convinces the two henchmen that he's the real Santa. The leader, Scrooge, obviously still doesn't believe. And he says how like throughout the whole movie, he obviously really hates Christmas. Like he has a lot of vitriol for the holiday. So then here he says how when he was young, his dad lost his job and his family became really poor. So they couldn't really celebrate Christmas. But one of his neighbors still had money and everything. So they still had like presents and decorations and all that stuff. So he tried to steal it on Christmas Eve. And when when he broke into their house, like the grandfather who lived there, like saw him and they both scared each other. And their grandfather fell down the stairs and broke his neck and died. And so everyone thought that Scrooge pushed him down the stairs and killed him. So, and now he thinks that Christmas ruined his life, which feels like a leap to me. Feels like quite the leap in logic.
People need other people to blame when they don't want to take accountability for their own actions.
Very true. Very true. Yeah. So he hates Christmas and he obviously hates this guy who's dressed as Santa. But he's able to escape up the chimney. He like does his thing where he like touches his nose and he like he just like disappears up the chimney in like a cloud of sparkles or something. I don't know what happens. Mm-hmm. And the henchmen see him go up the chimney like that. So like, oh, this is the real Santa. Like they're convinced now. So then because Gertrude is so rich, their family has what they call the kill squad, just like on retainer. So they show up and obviously as the audience, we think that they're about to be saved. But then Morgan, the sister's boyfriend, he breaks out of the house and he like runs into them and they shoot him and kill him. And then Scrooge comes up and he's like, what took you guys so long? So now we know the main guy, the leader of the kill squad, he's working with the leader of the mercenaries to get the money. So then they go and they open the vaults and it's empty. there's nothing in there. The money is gone. So then they go back upstairs and they ask them where they went, and they're about to shoot Linda, the wife. So then Jason admits that he stole the money from his mom. He like stole it the night before, and he left her a note in the Christmas card telling her what he did. Like early in the movie, they have a scene where they have them open their Christmas presents, and she opens his gift and reads his letter, and she reads that he stole it. But she doesn't say anything, and she tries not to say anything here, but like I said, they're pointing a gun at his wife, so he kind of has no choice. So he tells them that he stole it, and he takes them to where it is. And while they're going to get it, the mom tells him that she's proud of him because the Lightstones, take what's theirs and do what they need to get ahead or whatever. And when she was young, her dad told her that she would never like be head of their company because she was a girl, and she had to basically take control from him, kind of like Jason did. So she's not mad at him. She's actually very proud of what he's done. So then they go in to get the money, and it's hidden in like this giant nativity scene outside.
Rich people.
It's like made of cement or like stone or something. It's really bougie. Is this is before the shed scene or after? Something like that. Anyway, Santa makes some like, I don't remember.
This might be after, because after they get the money, they like take off.
I think this is after.
Yeah, it is.
I'm looking at the wiki. It's after.
Okay.
Yes. So then, Santa, after escaping, and he's like on the roof at first, and the Kill Squad sees him on the roof. So then he goes into this shed, and he uses stuff in there to like kill a bunch of the Kill Squad. There's a sledgehammer in there, and he uses like ice skates, and what was that, like a wood chipper, like a mini wood chipper or something?
Mini wood chipper chipping body parts.
Yeah, and he like uses a candy cane to stab people. It's a lot, but it's really good though. Like
he was having fun. He went back to being a Viking, literally.
Yeah. And he also tells Trudy how he says him and Mrs. Claus have been together for 1,100 years. A lot.
It's a long time.
Yeah. And like he wants to get home. So, but apparently they've also been on the rocks for a bit. So he wants to get home and tell her that he loves her. And then he kills all those people. And then Trudy's still hiding in the attic, and she sets up a bunch of Home Alone-esque traps, because in the beginning of the movie she says that she just watched Home Alone the day before. So she sets up a bunch of traps, like the nail on the stairs to the attic, and a bunch of other nails on the floor, and like bowling balls, and like all of these things. Which, first of all, there's a lot of stuff in this attic. Secondly, how she was able to like find all of that and actually rig all of that.
And listen, she had all the time in the world because nobody came to look for her.
Actually, very fair.
She said that she was going to do this to Santa. I'm gonna set it up like booby trap it like Home Alone. Like she cut some of the ladder, one of the steps of the ladder. Like it was very well crafted.
Yeah, it was very intricate.
Yeah, very well.
Very well planned. But yeah, they just now find her, Candy Cane and Gingerbread. I think Gingerbread, he's like the big guy. I don't know if he dies or he just
he died.
Out. He did?
The nail went to his head.
That's true.
And then he fell on top of some more nails and he just didn't move. Like,
that is true.
Oh my God.
So she kind of inadvertently kills him. And then Candy Cane goes up and she goes through all of the like booby traps, and it actually like messes her up a little bit. But then she's about to kill Trudy. Like she's literally about to shoot her, and then Santa shows up and he kills Candy Cane for being about to kill Trudy.
My brother said, "You pull a gun out on a child?" I said, "I would have too. Did you not see what she went through? Like, did you not just see what they went through?"
She kind of gets scalped.
Yo,
like the back of her like scalp kind of gets ripped off. It's
nasty.
Yeah, it was really
because
gross.
of the super glue. She's gonna kick up, but I didn't think she was actually going to get up from there. But that was great.
Yeah. So then they go and Linda and the sister and Bert kill Krampus, the guy that's been holding them in the living room or whatever. They all like beat him with like fire pokers, and then the sister stabs him with one. So he's dead. And then they all, after they get the money outside, they're still about to like kill everyone. So Santa and Linda go outside, and Linda knows how to use an assault rifle somehow. She says because she went hunting with her dad, but like, is that a hunting rifle? Like, is that the same? Are all guns the same? I don't know.
I don't think so. No.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway, Linda and Jason fight off a guy, which rekindles their love, of course. And then Santa chases after Scrooge, and they have like a big confrontation at the end where Scrooge realizes that he really is the real Santa. So he's like, "Oh, when I kill you, Christmas will be over." So he says a bunch of like one-liners about this is going to be the last Christmas. But then Santa does his like there's like a just like a random chimney. It's like just standing outside by itself. So he does the nose thing where he like teleports up the chimney, but he like drags Scrooge with him. So his body gets all mangled on the way up, and he like explodes kind of. Like his like blood and guts are literally like raining from the sky. And he dies. But then one of the kill squad guys shoots Santa, and then the mom shoots him. So they're all dead now. But Santa's about to die, and Trudy's like really upset. So then they all say that they believe in Santa. Like, even if he's like not real, the mom's like, well, even if he's not the real Santa, like he still saved our daughter and like saved our family and everything. So they all say that they believe in Santa, which revives him, and he comes back to life. Which again, Christmas magic that he doesn't know how it works
at all.
No. So then the reindeer come back, and it turns out they went back to the North Pole to get his spare Santa present sack because they burned the one that he had before. And Mrs. Claus sends him a note with Skull Crusher, which he doesn't need it anymore. Like, he could have used it an hour ago, maybe.
You don't know. He might run into another situation like this.
Maybe. Yeah. So then he goes to finish delivering presents, and his love of Christmas is restored. And that's the end.
Yeah, nah, because he was bad in the beginning. First opening scene, he was in a bar drinking.
Yeah, he's getting drunk in a bar, and that's when he says all the stuff about like how kids these days all they want is presents, and people forgot that this is very similar to the Grinch, How Hungry So Christmas, actually.
Yeah, why'd you say that?
Well, the whole thing about how like people forgetting the meaning of Christmas because all they want is presents and materialism and consumerism and things like that.
Yeah, because he did lose his love for Christmas. He was contemplating
another
this is the last year.
Jaded adult who once loved Christmas but has lost the Christmas spirit, but it's rejuvenated by a child.
Very much so. They still matter. She still believes in me.
Yep. Yeah,
I liked it.
Me too. Like I said, I watch it every year, so I really like that one.
Okay, I would give this an 8 out of 10.
Yeah, that's a good rating. I would give it an 8 as well. I think I gave it like a 4.5 or 3.5 on Letterboxd or something like that.
Okay.
Anyway, we're also doing Krampus, which is a horror movie, which we're very familiar with. A good way to end things this year, back to our roots. Yeah, this one was in 2015, so a bit older. That's 10 years ago.
Don't do that.
Ooh, that's 10 years ago.
That's a long time ago.
Yes. Okay. Anyway, let's not dwell on that. So yeah, Krampus is like a real myth from German for folklore words, or like Central European folklore. And he's apparently like half goat, half demon creature who punishes misbehaving children at Christmas. I guess he goes with Santa. And I think originally it said he gives them tree branches or something. Or that I guess other accounts say that he steals them or something like that. But he's a real piece of folklore.
Okay.
So then in this movie, Also featuring a dysfunctional family. This is like 3 days before Christmas or something. And this one has Toni Collette, also, who we've seen in Knives Out, and Adam Scott, who's from Parks and Rec fame. Actually, and the Linda and Howard,
I know them.
Yeah, I've seen both of them. Howard, I know he's an anchor man, and he was also in The
Yes.
Office.
Okay.
That's who I know him from. The other one,
She's from some mom TV show.
Why Women Kill. That's where I've seen her.
Why Women Kill?
Yeah, she's from the second season of it. That's where I've seen the sister. Yeah. So anyway, it's another dysfunctional family, and this one also it kind of opens like Thanksgiving did, where it's like a bunch of people going crazy in a store, like Christmas shopping, and then Adam Scott and Toni Collette and their family, they're at like a recital that their son is in, but the son gets into a fight with another kid. And we find out later it's because the older kid told the first graders that Santa wasn't real, and this upset the son because son really loves Christmas and like Christmas magic, and he still somewhat believes in Santa. Like he still writes him a letter every year.
They showed that in the beginning of the movie?
What?
Like the fight and all that. I remember the fighting in the store, but they showed him at a recital.
Well, that's where the fight was. They were like having, which is weird because they were having like a recital inside of a department store or something.
I saw the fight. I didn't put two and two together. I was really on my phone in the beginning of the movie. Then I put it down. Okay.
Yeah. He got into a fight at the school recital that was in a department store for some reason.
That's why that made no sense to me. I thought the fight was just irrelevant to the movie.
No.
Okay, it makes sense now. It does make sense now. Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, the son, Max, he like still really believes in like Christmas magic, and he still writes a letter to Santa, and he like wants his family to like watch Charlie Brown while wrapping presents and like all of the traditions they used to do, but everyone's too preoccupied with other things now. Like the dad works a lot, and he is still like taking work calls over the holiday, which upsets Toni Collette. Their marriage is also on the rocks. And then the daughter is too busy with her boyfriend. They show her like on the phone with the boyfriend, and he very conveniently says that he lives 4 blocks away. So we'll remember that for later. So then, and they also lives with Adam Scott, the dad's mom, who is German, so she only speaks German. Her and Max are very close, obviously, and she like tries to keep his spirits up while he's kind of upset that his family isn't paying much attention. So then Toni Collette's sister and her family come, and they have 4 kids, and they're very different from Toni Collette. Toni Collette and Adam Scott they have a lot of money, also not as rich as the family in the last movie, but they have money and they live kind of bougie and everything. And then the sister and her husband are they're
country.
Yeah, they're more like working class. They have 2 daughters who are kind of tomboyish, and it's kind of hinted that the dad raises them that way because he wanted them to be boys.
They wrestle, for God's sake.
Yeah, they wrestle and they like sports and everything like that. And they have a son who just kind of stares into space. And I don't think he ever talks.
He never says
a word in this entire movie.
Does he even scream?
He screams.
And he goes up the jump?
Yeah, okay, but he never talks. And they have a baby. And they bring their dog. So, they're having like dinner. Oh, and they bring their aunt, which the sister didn't tell Toni Collette that she was bringing their aunt. They just show up with her.
What a surprise.
Yeah. That would piss me off too. You just brought this lady into my house and you're not even going to tell me?
Yeah, well, she starts off immediately with nonsense.
Yeah, she doesn't like how they decorate their house. She says they look like Martha Stewart threw up in their house.
Yo, old people be crazy in movies. Mm-hmm. They don't care what they say.
Yeah. So then they have dinner, And the husbands are talking to each other, and the one guy is making fun of Adam Scott because he's not like more traditionally masculine and he doesn't do like sports and things like that. Um, and the two girls are making fun of Max because he still writes letters. Just they see his letter to Santa, and they like take it out of his pocket and they start reading it at the table. And he writes how he wants his parents to get along again, and he wants to be closer to his sister like they used to. And he puts in the letter he wishes that things could be easier for his aunt and uncle, presumably money wise. And I guess he writes the part about how he thinks that his uncle Howard thought that he wanted them to be boys instead. So then they get into a fight again. This is Max's second fight in one day. And he takes the letter back and he says how he like hates all of them and he hates Christmas or something like that. And he runs away. And then he goes upstairs and he rips up the letter and he throws it out the window, which kind of signifies that he's like given up on Christmas, which is what summons Krampus, which is like weird to me. I feel like it's so weird to like punish people for like he does have kind of a terrible family. Like he kind of is justified in being as upset as he was. And then later on, again, we find out from the grandma, like they say earlier, Adam Scott says earlier that she gets weird around Christmas, but he doesn't know why because she never told him.
Mm-hmm.
So then later, after Krampus shows up and he starts like kidnapping people in the family, and he brings this like giant snowstorm, so they're like stranded in the house, and the daughter Beth gets taken first because she tries to go walk to her boyfriend's house because he lives close by but he's not like answering or anything, so they let her go out into the blizzard to walk to his house, which not smart.
Crazy.
Not smart.
Dad's fault though.
Mm-hmm.
The mom was against it.
Yeah no. So yeah, she tries to go walk there and she gets taken by Krampus. He like chases her down the street and then she tries to hide, but he sends like a jack in the box to like that like takes her or something like that.
I think they killed her.
Yeah.
No, them screams were not like take me screams. It looked like she killed her and she waited for the box to pop. I would have ran.
Yeah.
I don't know. I was moving. I wasn't waiting to see what was coming out of this box.
Yeah. She just kind of, because it took like forever to open.
Very much so.
Yeah.
And they had to be close to her house because the guy who just knocked on the door was just there. Literally.
Yeah, there's a delivery guy comes and he like drops off a bunch of stuff in the blizzard, which I wouldn't be doing that. There's not enough money in the world. Well, maybe, but he wasn't getting paid enough. Let's be honest. There's no way that guy was getting paid enough.
Not at all.
Yeah, but he gives them like their package, and then they also see there's another like sack of presents outside, so they just bring all the stuff inside. We see later the sack of presents was left by Krampus, and it has a bunch of like demonic like little toys in it. So then, yeah, Beth gets taken. So then the two dads go and look for her, and they go to the boyfriend's house, and it's like destroyed, and they see hoof prints in the snow, but they're like really big ones, so they don't know what it is. So then they try to walk back, and the uncle Howard gets bitten by something under the snow, and he's almost dragged away, but Adam Scott saves him. And then they go back to the car that they drove there, and it's like destroyed, like almost completely crushed. So then they have to walk back to the house, and they tell the moms what they saw, and that they couldn't find Beth still. So then everyone like sleeps in the living room together, and the grandma says throughout the movie like to keep the fire hot, like don't let the fire go out, but everyone falls asleep. Howard's supposed to keep watch, but he falls asleep and the fire goes out. So then these little gingerbread cookie creature things come down the chimney, and they take the little boy Howie Jr. And that's when he screams, but he still doesn't talk. And then they try to like Toni Collette like grabs him, and she tries to like drag him back down before they take him up the chimney. And she sees like the little gingerbread men things, and they accidentally kick one of the logs in the fireplace onto the Christmas tree, and it like catches on fire. It's like a huge thing. So then they this is when the grandma tells her story about why she gets weird around Christmas. It's because the same thing happened to her when she was young. Apparently, growing up in like her village in Germany. I think it's supposed to be during World War II or something like that. Um, and her village was like really impoverished and there wasn't enough food, and it was around Christmas, but obviously no one was thinking about Christmas because they were all starving. And she was trying to like keep the spirit alive for her family, but her family gave up on Christmas too. So then she gave up and she was like really upset that everyone was kind of ignoring her and, you know, not being so nice because of like everything everyone was going through. Same thing that happened to Max. And she stopped believing in Santa in Christmas too. So then, of course, Krampus came and he took her parents and he like left her as a reminder of to not give up on Christmas. I don't know. He said, I don't understand what the message is here
at all.
Yeah, and he like leaves her a little like ornament or something that she still keeps to this day, which I would have thrown that out. I'm not keeping that.
It was a reminder.
Yeah.
And it said, I want to say it said Krampus on it.
Yeah,
too.
it said Krampus on it. It was like a little bell on it. Yeah. So then most of them believe her, but Howard is still like super upset because his son was just taken. So he tries to go outside, but there are like things like outside in the yard, so they can't leave the house. So then what they like come up with a plan to try to go get like a snowplow so they can leave. But the toys that they brought in earlier like come out of the boxes they were in, and they go after the girls and they eat one of them. Like it's this giant Jack in the Box creature thing. It's so gross looking. Like its mouth like unhinges.
Right, the way it opens.
Yes, it like kind of like unfolds and unhinges, and it swallows one of the girls whole. And then it like disappears into the vents, and there's like a teddy bear and a Christmas angel tree topper thing.
I thought that was like Chucky's bride.
It did.
That's what it looked like.
He did. It had like eyeshadow on.
Yes, it had like the wedding dress on. That's what I thought it was, and I'm like, this drone is just evil. It's just evil.
Yeah, no, it's like a Christmas angel topper thing, but it attacks Toni Collette and it hangs her with Christmas lights, and then the teddy bear attacks the sister. And it's like biting her arm. It has like sharp teeth and it's like biting her arm. And there's like a robot with like knives or like stabby things or something. And it like stabs Adam Scott in the back. But then the sister, what is her name? Linda?
I want to say Linda.
Yeah.
That's what I was thinking her name was.
I think her name is Linda. This one also has a Linda. The wife was also named Linda in the last movie. But yeah, Linda sees that one of the other girls was left behind and she's like lying unconscious. So she like locks in and she like gets rid of all the toys and everything. And they go back downstairs. Oh, and Howard was also fighting the gingerbread men in the kitchen, but it's more like low stakes. This one was more like comedic. They're like shooting him with nail guns and stuff. But the dot before, like, there's like because he has like a shotgun, so like he shoots most of them, and one of them's about to like stab him with a candy cane, but the dog shows up and she eats it. So then they come back downstairs and everyone can hear like the Jack in the Box in the vents. So then it comes through the ceiling and Max tries to send the dog in the vents to go after it, but it eats the dog, of course, because it's a tiny little like bulldog. Like, what was that going to do?
Nothing at all.
No. So then it comes to the ceiling and that and the teddy bear and the angel thing all come through the ceiling, and the aunt gets the shotgun and she shoots the bear and the tree angel thing. But then Krampus's elves show up and they break through the window and they put the fire out, and they take the aunt and the baby. They like snatch the baby. So then Howard jumps on one of them as they're about to leave, I guess, to go after the baby. I'm not sure why he does that actually.
This child. I don't know.
I guess. I don't know.
Protect the flock.
Yeah. Yeah, they say earlier that they have to, him and Adam Scott have to protect their flock. But yeah, now all three of them are gone. So then the rest of them go to get the snowplow, but the grandma stays behind to like face Krampus again. And he takes her, he like puts her into his like sack.
She doesn't do nothing, just stand there.
She just kind of stands there. Yeah, she just like stands there. And she lets him take her. So then they're going to the snowplow, and the rest of the adults are all taken by whatever's in the snow. And the elves show up, and they take Stevie, the cousin, the other girl that didn't get taken. So then Max goes, and he follows where they're taking Stevie, and Krampus shows up first, and he gives Max one of the like bell things that he gave to the grandma, and it's like wrapped in his letter that he ripped up to like show him like this is why Krampus is here, because he stopped believing in Christmas magic. So then he goes and he apologizes for everything, and he tries to like give the bell back so he can get his family back. And it looks like he's like Krampus is like thinking about it for a sec, but then he takes Max and his cousin and he throws them into this like giant pit thing.
Yo, he started laughing at him and whatnot.
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, this man really is the devil right here, not Santa Claus at all.
Yeah, he's a demon. Yeah, and he's like so weird looking.
Yo, very much so. Hunched over, like he's so big, his face.
Yeah, he's like, well, it's very obviously like a mask, but it's like his like mouth is always open for some. And when he like him and the grandma like face each other, and his like tongue comes out of his mouth, and it's so long, long tongue. Like, what was that? Ugh. What was that for?
To make him more scary.
It wasn't even scary. Like they could have. I feel like they should have leaned into the goat thing. I feel like they tried to make it look more like too much like a man.
More realistic.
Yeah, like he has the hooves and stuff, but they should have leaned more into the just making it a giant. Have you ever seen The Chilling Adventures of Sabrina on Netflix?
The TV show?
Yeah.
I want to say yes, but so long ago.
I'm pretty sure when they show Satan in that show, it's like he's like a giant goat again. I feel like they should have leaned into that.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, so Max gets thrown into this pit, but then he wakes up the next morning in his bed, and then he goes downstairs in his house, and his whole family's there, and they're opening presents. So at first we think it's a dream because like everyone's opening presents and we're all happy and everything. But then he opens one of the presents, and it's the bell that Krampus gave him. And then once everyone sees it, it kind of looks like they're all starting to remember what happened. Like they're all like looking around and they're all stunned and everything. And then the camera like pans out, and you see that their house is inside of a snow globe inside of Krampus's like workshop. And there's like hundreds of snow globes in there with all of his other victims.
Yes, the ending was very crazy. At first, I thought like, okay, maybe it is real, but the lighting was off and like in every room that they went into. And also it was like, okay, maybe he opened it up and then they just remember, but they're still in the real world. But then I'm like, dang, they're not even in the real world.
Yeah, like can they leave their house? Are they like just all trapped inside the house?
They might be reliving the same day over and over again.
Yeah, that might be their punishment. Does time pass when you're in there?
No idea. But I looked up Krampus. They have a lot of different movies.
Yeah. There's
like
a lot
of them.
Yeah.
And that is crazy to me.
Yeah. I mean, it makes sense if you're going to do a Christmas horror movie. Generally, Christmas horror movies are way more of a thing than Christmas action movies. Like, they've been making horror movies for like a while for Christmas, but I feel like action movies are like more of a recent thing.
Okay. Does Die Hard take place during Christmas?
Yes. A lot of people consider Die Hard a Christmas movie.
I've never seen that.
Me neither. I've actually never seen it either.
Okay. I heard it's very good.
Yeah, a lot of people love it. It's obviously very popular.
Action.
Yeah. Yeah. But I feel like I said this at some point. I feel like just being set around Christmas is not enough to make you a Christmas movie. Christmas has to be part of the plot. It can't just be a set piece.
Okay.
Yeah. I like this one too, though.
You like this one?
Yeah.
Well,
I
okay.
feel like I don't know if I watch it every year, but I've definitely watched it a few years around Christmas.
Okay. What would you rate it?
I give it like a 6.
A 6. So a 4, would a 4 be too low?
Um, I feel like I'd take like a 4.5.
I rated a 4.5. A 4.5 out of 10 for you.
Really? Not for you?
Nah, not for me. I don't know. I don't know. It just was not for me at all. There was too many dumb decisions going on in this movie.
That's fair.
Like,
That's fair.
Too many dumb things. I don't know. Like, all right, before the gifts came out, Linda heard something in the box, but she still allowed them to talk her out of doing whatever she was about to do with the gifts. I would have brought all of them gifts back downstairs and burnt them immediately. I hear things in the box. My son was just taken by a gingerbread man. We see these elves outside making snowmen, intimidating us. It was a lot going on in that movie.
Yeah, in the movie, the elves make these like really creepy looking snowmen in their front yard.
That Max points out very much in the beginning of the movie. Mom, the snowman in the front yard. Who made it? And it's pointing at us. The face didn't look real at all.
Yeah.
It was just, I don't know, it was a lot going on. They let the daughter go out of the house by herself.
That does piss me off, because why would you do that? You're gonna walk in this?
Like
what? Literally, it's a huge blizzard. There's probably like 7 inches of snow.
And the whole time, the uncle has a Hummer that you want to drive it to search for your daughter?
Yeah.
It makes no sense.
Yeah, I should not have let her leave the house.
At all.
Yeah, but I enjoy this one. When I watched it, I usually watch it with my dad, like I said, and I told him that I watched it already for this. He was like, "You watched it without me?"
He was very upset. Okay, but you still have more Christmas movies to watch with him, right?
I mean, honestly, these two are usually our main ones, to be honest.
Okay.
I do want to watch. There's this one, like I said, Christmas horror movies have been. I feel like they've been popular since like the 80s. So there's this one called Silent Night, Deadly Night. I've never seen it, but it's on my list. I want to watch it now.
Okay, we were just a new one. I want to say just came out, more recent one, if I'm not mistaken.
I think they just remade it. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because I've never seen the old one either.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah, I usually watch This Christmas with Idris Elba and Chris Brown.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I watch that every year.
Okay.
Yeah, like I've said before, I'm not a huge Christmas movie person. So like, I usually watch like episodes of a TV show that like the holiday episodes of TV shows. I usually watch those.
Okay.
So like, I'll do that every year. And then I'll have my like little handful of Christmas movies.
Okay. I don't really do Christmas movies. I don't know why.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm more of like a horror movie person. So like for Halloween, I feel like I have to cram so much in for the month of October.
Each day I'm watching a different movie.
Pretty much. Or at least every week. Like I got to get a few in. And then I used to be on Halloween night, I would just watch movies. But this year I actually went out. So
yeah,
did not do that. I did. I went out like a big girl.
Okay. I also went out on Halloween. It was what a night.
Mm-hmm.
Don't remember getting home, but what a night.
Oh, okay. Okay. I've had a lot of fun doing this. This has been great.
I have too. I thank you for coming up with the idea. Thank you for
being my co-host. You've been great.
Thank you.
Yeah. It's the end of an era.
Yes, congratulations on the graduation.
Thank you. Yes, I'm graduating finally. Yeah, it's my last week here. Yesterday is my last segment. Today's our last episode. Doing an interview later, and then I'll be all done.
Okay.
Yeah. But thank you to all of our listeners, anyone who's tuned in during our journey. Thank you for talking about movies with us. It's my favorite thing. Like I said, most of these have been my personal favorite movies, so it's been really great for me. Yeah, I think that's our show.
Yes.
Merry Christmas, happy holidays.
Very much so.
Yeah.